I'm Scott Stein, and in front of me is the Acer Timeline U M5-481TG. Now, if you're shopping back to school time, what are you looking for? A very affordable laptop, and maybe something that's like an ultrabook, these super thin laptops that are popping up everywhere, but are pretty expensive. Well, this Acer Spire is one of the most affordable ultrabooks for what it packs under the hood that I've ever seen. At $779, this 14-inch laptop, I kind of call it a laptop more than an ultrabook, and I'll get to that in a sec, carries in it Nvidia graphics, a DVD drive, and a 500 gigabyte hard drive, a standard hard drive with a little bit of SSD cache to make it run a tiny bit faster. So what, you ask, makes that different from a regular thin laptop? Not very much, because you ditch the standard SSD, you add the optical drive, and you add the graphics into this package, and it feels like a regular laptop, and it's heavier. It's about 4.2 pounds, but it's thinner than most other laptops. So pretty sleek for the price, a little bit heavy compared to most ultrabooks, like a MacBook Air. And now, who is this for? Well, it's for anybody who wants to replace their laptop and get all those features and not have to give up anything. Because you also have HDMI, USB 3.0, SD card slot, Ethernet jack, so there's no compromises. And this even includes a backlit keyboard and Bluetooth. So you got the whole kit and caboodle, minus maybe Blu-ray, for under $800, and it performs really nicely, and it has pretty loud speakers. Now, don't get too excited because the screen is not fantastic, the speaker quality maybe is not the best I've ever seen, and the design maybe blends into the background, or you may think it's surprisingly nice for the price. But in this configuration, it really can't be beat, especially if you're looking for anything that includes graphics like the Nvidia GeForce GT640 graphics that are in here, which perform about twice the speed of what you would get on Intel integrated graphics. So if you're a gamer and you want to play some mainstream games, you really can on this. Now, with the 1366 by 768 resolution display, I wouldn't really call this a gaming laptop because you're not going to be able to crank up the resolution to anything that you would consider high-end. That being said, you could always plug in an external monitor, and you know what? Taking that resolution down a notch for this larger size screen actually results in higher frame rates, and the games looked really good, such as Dirt 3, which I played on this. Weight and size expectation in a laptop, a primer. Now, what are you expecting exactly when you look at a laptop like this Timeline U? Well, if you're comparing it to a MacBook Air, you're going to look at this thing and think, hey, that looks thick, like a large laptop. But if you're looking for something that's a full-fledged laptop, you're probably going to look at this and say, hey, that's pretty sleek and cool. That's the type of thing I mean about what you categorize this as an ultrabook compared to a laptop. Maybe I'd call this a thinner top or some sort of an in-betweener, sort of like the Sony Vaio S. Now, you know, considering all that it packs under the hood, I forgive it and I think it's great. There are other laptops like the Toshiba Satellite U45 that are about this size that don't pack as much under the hood. Add it all up, and this is a deal that's hard to turn down if you're looking to only spend about $800 and get one of the thinnest laptops out there. It feels nice, it performed nicely. It does have a few annoying pre-installed trialware programs that pop up and annoy you, but what Windows laptop doesn't nowadays? And hey, Acer, nice job. The Timeline U M5-481TG is a pretty sleek laptop. I'm Scott Stein, and that's my look at one of the best budget ultrabooks I've seen to date, the Acer Timeline U M5-481TG.